All right, here we go, traders. To watch this video for, Thursday, May 6th. Daily candle on the SPY. A little bit of a gap up, it looks like, and then kind of a weak close. Let's go to fives, just kind of see what happened. Sold off, barely takes out the high of day, and kind of just choppy afternoon. But this doesn't really show the full picture. There were some stocks that, I don't know. I don't even know how to word it. It just felt like there were some nasty rug pulls. I traded terribly today. I went from a little bit green right off the bat to nasty red, and then spent the next 2 hours fighting my way back to green. And most people would have been smart enough to walk away. And then I went to nastier red than I was before having a couple decent trades at the end of the day to end up fairly decent green. It was not an easy day. Like, I feel like I need a drink. It is Cinco de Mayo, so maybe I'll go that route tonight. But it was it was one of those days where I was just up and down, and nothing really came easy. Just to highlight the afternoon that kind of helped me make some money, PRPO, and I'll explain this. First of all, it's a recent high flyer, right? Big move the day before, then the gap up, a rip, and then closed about where, I'll show you. It had that 2-day equilibrium, right, where it just had this huge day, then a rip, and then a reversal, and then basically closed pretty close to where it closed the previous day. So you look at this and say, who's winning? I don't know, right? A lot of longs are still green. A lot of longs are in trouble up here. So it's kind of like, I'm going to keep this on a chart. And then it gave a pretty decent setup. And I'll zoom in and show you why. My thinking was, there's the early high. And it sold off most of the day. And my thinking is probably a lot of shorts piled in with that nasty red reversal day yesterday, right? But then it starts working its way up, tops out lower high at 475. When I say lower high, it's because the early high was 488. That's a 3/4 number inflection point with the high of day above on a recent high flyer. So I gave the idea over 475, which happened right there. Then we flagged at 5 for a little bit. Wayne gave the idea of an add through 5 and ended up going all the way to, I think, 575. So about $1 move in our favor without revisiting the entry. That was a nice afternoon trade for me. I also made some money in MNRD, but it was just, I had a couple of pullback plays in it early, which I think I got filled. I think I got some pullback plays in here and a nice bounce. But then the afternoon call was just this kind of little cup and handle forming with the whole number 10 above. We were looking for a break of 10, and you can't really tell here, but it went to 1050 so fast, and in a blink was all the way back below 10 again. I actually made a little bit there, but then hit back out, and I said, I don't trust anything anymore. And then it went on to move higher. Wayne called a second mouse after he waited for me to leave. I had to go do something, said I'll be back by the closing bell. He called a second mouse through 10 right here. And then that was the one. They got the halt. Excuse me. He got stuck in a halt, I think, but it was one of those good halts. So through 10, it went to 1188, I think. Really, really nice call by Wayne there, and that was without revisiting the entry. So all they really needed to happen was for me to walk away from the market for a little bit. Anyway, what are we watching for tomorrow? I'm probably going to cut my position size down after how crappy I traded today. LEDS, I don't love it, but you had the big rip yesterday. You had the gap down today, but then it was kind of strong again. Certainly interesting tomorrow through 6, knowing that today's high was 617, and then yesterday was up over 7. So I want to watch that. HBP had the pop up yesterday, gave a lot of it back, and then today an inside day with a strong close. So a little bit like LEDS. CLOV, I'm just putting this on bounce watch. Had a nice move back here. It's just kind of bleeding lower every day. As I said in last night's video, what I like to see is an afternoon break out of a range to the upside. Amazon right back on bounce playlist. I did hear in after hours they were talking about a bunch of sells that Jeff Bezos, I don't know how to say his name, that he made in this. So I don't know if that's going to hurt it. But it broke to all-time highs just 4 days ago, and it's been bleeding ever since. Closed right at the 50-day. Still think it's worth having on bounce watch. I had it on bounce watch for today, and it didn't give any kind of setup. EXAS, pretty interesting, right? Like 6-7 days in a row down to where it bounced off of the 110 area back in March. So definitely goes on bounce watch. RBLX, 4 or 5 days in a row down. Just a recent new issue. Definitely watching that for a bounce play. PTON, Peloton, nasty day today. And probably has some more to go to the downside. They had some nasty recall, I think. So I don't I'm going to make sure this one sets up, but I think if it maybe gaps down tomorrow and sells off initially, it's the kind of stock that could get a nice intraday reversal and a nice bounce. So anyway, that's what that one's on watch for. PRPO, talked about that one already. Today it did close slightly above its open, but nice action today, so I'm going to watch it tomorrow. Remember, I don't hold anything overnight, so I'm just looking for stuff that I might get an A-plus intraday setup tomorrow. NMRD, really strong day. They had nice news this morning, closing at 11:06. It was thin and whippy, talked about that, but we're going to watch it tomorrow, see if it gives a setup. AMS, crazy action. This not an errant tick. It actually went up over 5. As a matter of fact, oh God, just looked at the after hours. It's trading at 588 right now. It's kind of interested in this one in after hours earlier because it was kind of flagging below 5. Anyway, I missed it. I don't think I would have taken it anyway with the day I had. I was just happy to walk away green. But okay, so potential gap play tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see if it holds up in the morning. But it's making crazy moves, so I want to watch it. And in that same vein, SSY, let me look at after hours. This one, oh, I typed it wrong. SSY. Let's try that again. Yeah, so it's moving a little bit in after hours, trading at 4 right now, not as much as AMS. But these both, the best I can tell, these both ran because they were deemed sympathies to RHE, which just went nuts today. Again, that's not an errant tick either. It went all the way up to 27.72. And by the way, I lost money in this one today. Going long, I want to say right there through 14, and I had to hit out. I lost like $400 something in this one today, only to watch it do this, and I never got back in. So talk about feeling like a schmuck, but as I always say, if you day trade for a living, you'll never end a day without feeling like a schmuck because you're always going to leave money on the table or miss a great trade that was right in front of you. So I'm getting pretty damn used to feeling like a schmuck. As long as I'm grinding money out of the markets every day, I'm pleased with that. That's the whole goal. So RHE is actually gapping down right now at 1689. So anyway, we'll see. Those three tend to run together for the most part. Again, that's AMS, SSY, and RHE. You could have on a chart. I don't have it on the watch list, but I'm just showing it to you here because of the. We'll see. Anyway, and then lastly, I'm going to watch PayPal because they reported after hours and it's trading at 257 right now. Yesterday's high 256.8, so it's kind of trading above the 2-day high. Might have some shorts caught. People were shorting this into earnings. It looks like a nice earnings report today in after hours. So potential gapper that I'm going to watch tomorrow. That's plenty to watch. We'll find other gappers as well, and I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm going to go Cinco de Mayo it up, and I'll see y'all in the chat room in the morning.